We will now move to the official part of our ceremony, the graduation. And this is a very special graduation for us because it is the first time the qualification will be awarded as a master's degree. We are tremendously grateful to the universities who have helped us with this. It was a long process. It took about a year to get right, but they really, everybody worked in various ways to make it possible. So we're grateful for that. And of course, it adds profile to what we do, but it is also important because it brings us in line with what's happening in our other centers. So I'd like to request, of course, we do it in an order, and this year UCT is first. So I'd like to request the Vice-Chancellor, Dr. Max Price from UCT, to confer the qualifications on the UCT students. Thank you. And to address
it. Thank you, Professor Green, and good morning to all of the graduands, to the distinguished guests. It's especially a privilege to have with us the founding directors and members of the new branches of AIMS in West Africa. And to those of you who have brought family along to celebrate with you, we know how, although the hard work is done by the students, there's a huge amount of moral and psychological and other support that comes from the families and from the partners, sometimes the children. And so this is also an opportunity to thank you for that support. It's a remarkable achievement, a decade now of AIMS, and I want to especially congratulate Neil, Barry, Fritz, and the collective that started this and that has made this such a successful initiative. This is an enormous achievement to be proud of. Well done to all of you. I think one of the lessons I take away, particularly from Neil's talk, and when I think of the parade of people we have in front of us, including Professor Nonkla, who's going to be giving the guest graduation address at the end of the graduation, one of the things I'm struck by is how they confound one's stereotype of a mathematician. One has a stereotype of a mathematician as firstly nerdish, someone who probably has very poor social skills and retreats into a closet or into a small office with a computer and a calculator, or spends their time contemplating complex mathematical models, but not someone who goes out and has fun, not someone who has visions to change the world, not necessarily someone who sees themselves as a leader of others and as having the goal to have an impact on the world around them, not just through discovering the origins of the galaxies and of the universe, but an impact through changing the lives of people, the daily lives. And when I look at people like Neil and Professor Nonkla, who, as you probably know, was the Vice-Chancellor, has recently stepped down as Vice-Chancellor of the University of Cape Town, what we see in these role models is people who are changing the world and who are having an impact on people's lives. And I would urge you, as my graduation message to the mathematicians, the scientists, the physicists graduating today, to recognize that as ambassadors of AIMS into the future, across the continent, across the world, you will certainly be measured in part by the sophistication of your thinking, by the cleverness of your research, by the new discoveries, but perhaps most of you will be measured by the kind of impact you have as leaders and as people who change the lives of other people through your teaching, through the examples you set, through the values you display. And as you graduate as alumni of the 3 universities here today, I think that is what will be most important for us, is that when you go out into the world as an alum of UCT or UWC or Stellenbosch University, that you will carry with you the values and the ethos of our universities, and people will you will be distinguished in no small measure because of your commitment to integrity and to those values. So I want to add my congratulations to the founders, to the staff, and to, of course, the graduates today. And now if I can invite my colleagues up so that we can proceed with the formal graduation. What we do first is we constitute, the graduation happens by law in the presence of what's called the congregation of the university. And so my first formal task is to constitute a congregation. And so I'm now going to do that. By virtue of the authority conferred upon me, I constitute this assembly a congregation of the University of Cape Town. And then the Dean is going to present the candidates, and I will cap each candidate, and our faculty, staff, and registrars will put the cape on the candidate. Also, to highlight the fact that this is the first time that we are giving master's capes, master's degrees. It's also a special and important graduation from that point of view, because it opens opportunities for people to move almost directly into doctoral programs, and we hope that many of you will join us and that we will see you at graduations in the future as PhDs.
Vice-Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you for the degree of Master of Science in Mathematical Sciences, Vernon Maluba J. Chisapi. With distinction, Miret Magdi Abdelmajid Fauzi. With distinction, Yai Olatunji Kowawale Ugaba. Amro Ismail Abdel Galil Mohammed Kair. With distinction, Miriam Mahaman. Kapetsi Joseph Mahasa. Olua Fazayo Yawande Omekunle. Okello Titus Orwa. With distinction, Valisoa Razanajatova Misanantenaina. Emmanuel Tuyishmire.
That concludes the graduates for the University of Cape Town, and so we end this part of the ceremony by dissolving the congregation. So by virtue of the authority conferred upon me as Vice-Chancellor, I hereby dissolve this congregation of the University of Cape Town.